Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Good. Okay. Okay. Gerald, Jerry, Scotty, bike man, golfer, Celtic supporter, painter, storyteller, jokester, uncle, brother, husband, granddad, dad. But most importantly, a man of faith. And God tested that faith often. As a painter, Dad had his share of falls off the ladder. Gerald, our oldest, remembers a time in the 1970s when Dad needed stitches after a fall. Kevin also remembers a very serious fall when Dad's wooden extension ladder broke and he was covered in blood. But he swore Kevin to secrecy and never told Mom about that. Daniel also had a memory of Dad's faith on a ladder. But much to Daniel's chagrin, it didn't fare too well for Dan, as he heard Dad exclaim, "Whoops!" and was suddenly doused with a half-gallon of wet gray paint on a very cold April morning in New Jersey. But I remember Dad's immense faith when at the age of 49, he fell and broke his neck. As he lay upside down in his hospital bed for days, doctors presented him with many dire options. A possibility of being a quadriplegic, a possibility of never being able to work again, a possibility of a total change in his life. But Dad had faith and chose the option that gave him a 50-50 chance of walking and regaining his life's work. He vowed to the doctor that if the doctor did his job and healed him, he'd be decorating his house in a year. Well, within 6 months, Dad was wallpapering that doctor's home. That's faith. But Dad wasn't only about working. He knew how to have fun too, and he shared that carefree spirit and his sense of humor with everyone he met, but most importantly, with Mom, his kids, and his grandkids. Dad was always singing Scottish tunes to the grandkids, although he always forgot the words, but that was Dad. He taught us how exploring our world can be a fun adventure. We all remember how he and Mom brought us on frequent walks to the castle near our house, and how he exclaimed, "Knights to the castle!" as we made our trek up the hills. Dad and Mom also brought us on many camping excursions as kids. And his favorite place to learn about the history of a region was the local old cemetery. What better place to bring 5 rambunctiously rowdy kids, huh? But it inspired a love of history and the serenity of cemeteries for all of us as well. Now I see that every headstone shows the love for the people that rest there. The one thing that Kathleen and all of us remember our dad's consistent jokes and desire to steal everyone's desserts. As kids, we were constantly pranked by him when he would say, "What's on that wall?" And as we turned to look, he'd steal a huge bite of our ice cream or cake. He loved that trick and used it on all of us and continued with the grandkids too. And I think that Dad would be happy to be remembered by these funny antics and his stories. As you know, he enraptured everyone he met in his stories about everything. Some true, and some extremely embellished. But more than anything, we'll remember how he hated us sitting around doing nothing and would yell, "Go outside and blow the stink off yourselves." Dad made us laugh, sometimes cringingly, and he inspired a smile or a smirk. He so loved his grandchildren and Mom and us. So, thanks, Dad, for giving us many memories to laugh about, and for teaching us about the gift of gab. If Dad was up here, we'd all be here until next Tuesday and would be wondering if we'd ever get a word in edgewise. Luckily for you all, he has passed that gift of storytelling onto me and my siblings. Oh yeah, one last thing. Dad, we know that you are still praying for us.